So you've got this amazing game-changing idea. The vision is crystal clear, the brainstorm was epic, maybe even a little wild. But what happens after that big, beautiful vision is set? How do you actually, bring it to life?
Right. How do you get it from just an idea uh, into something tangible, something that actually lands in your customer's hand?
Exactly. It's the journey from the whiteboard to the warehouse, isn't it?
It really is. And it's often where the rubber truly meets the road, where the theoretical becomes, well, very real.
Precisely. And that's what we're tackling today on Real Talk, our second installment of the product development process. We're diving deep into Phase 2, post-review of product development.
hmm And we're unpacking some fantastic insights directly from Verwant, that's Verwant, pronounced with the V sound, just as it's spelled. Verwant provides such a clear roadmap for this.
It really does, for turning those creative concepts into actual market-ready products.
Yeah.
So, our mission today, to show you that after the big ideas, this phase, Phase 2, it isn't just about creativity anymore. This is where the grit, the organizational muscle, your project management skills are really put to the test.
Definitely.
We're going to uncover how you navigate the inevitable changes, because there will be changes, right? And how you secure your product's journey smoothly all the way to the customer.
It's like phase 2 is the gauntlet your product idea absolutely has to survive to become reality.
That's a good way to put it. And what's crucial here, as you mentioned, is understanding that Phase 2 marks a real pivotal shift. Phase 1 was all that exciting buyer-designer collaboration, the creative brainstorming.
The boundaries, yeah.
But now, Phase 2, post-review, the spotlight moves squarely onto those maybe less glamorous, but absolutely critical skills: organization, administration, project management.
Exactly. And it's not just the skills that shift, as Verwant points out. The core team focus changes, too.
Right. So Phase 1 was buyer and designer working super closely.
In lockstep.
But Phase 2, the main collaboration is now between the planner, the buyer, and the buyer's assistant. It's a whole new dynamic.
It is. And it's a bit of a reality check, honestly. Verwant highlights something really important. There is no such thing as a perfect plan.
Huh? Isn't that the
It
truth?
really is. So after you come out of that range review, that big meeting where the product line gets looked over by management,
Approval stage, basically.
yeah, approval or revision, you quickly realize a significant amount of changes are usually needed before you can even think about ordering the product.
So what kind of changes are we typically talking about here? After you've presented what you think is the perfect product from the best supplier, management might ask for tweaks to design, color, volume.
All of the above,
Okay.
potentially. Often it's those last-minute volume adjustments or maybe subtle design refinements, things that seem minor.
But can have knock-on effects.
Exactly. They can cascade if you don't handle them meticulously. And this is precisely where supplier confirmation becomes so essential.
Oh.
You absolutely have to go back to your suppliers with these revised details the changes management asked for to confirm the final costs.
And based on that final cost confirmation, you then select the most favorable supplier, the best one for the job now.
Correct. And here's where Verwant offers a really critical insight, something that's apparently a very common mistake or oversight for buyers:
Oh, what's that?
failing to close the loop.
Close the loop. What does that mean in this context? Sounds simple, but maybe it's not.
Well, it is simple in practice, but the implications are huge. Verwant states it clearly. Supplier relations is one of the most important relationships for a buyer in order to be successful in your portfolio.
Okay, so it's about the long game, not just this one order.
Precisely.
Oh.
It's not just about getting the best deal now. Think about it. When you inform the suppliers who didn't get the business why they didn't get it, providing clear feedback.
You're helping them for next time.
You're helping them, you're building goodwill, and you're essentially pre-qualifying them for future projects. It saves you time down the line. It turns a no into a strategic not yet.
Ah, I see. So it's about maintaining that relationship, showing respect even when they don't get the order this time, giving them context.
Absolutely. It's just good practice and builds trust. You tell them the outcome, give clear, concise feedback. It helps them. It helps you in the future.
Makes sense. Okay, so supplier confirmed, costs nailed down, loop closed. What's the next piece of the puzzle according to Verwant? More data.
You guessed it. More data. Specifically, size curve confirmation. And Verwant highlights this is solely driven by the planner post-range review.
Right, the planner takes the lead here. And this links back to what we've discussed before using historical data, learning from past seasons.
Exactly. That size curve analysis from previous post-seasonal reviews is a powerful indicator of potential trends. It really informs your decisions, even for new stuff.
So what kind of trends are we looking for? What can the data tell us?
Well, Verwant points out several things. It could show your fit is graded towards larger sizes, meaning customers are actually sizing down when they buy.
Okay.
Or the opposite, maybe it's graded towards smaller sizes, and people are sizing up.
Right.
It can also give you clues about, say, slim fit versus regular fit preferences among your customers. Or, sometimes, it's just simple. You bought the wrong percentage splits across the sizes last time.
But that seems straightforward enough for repeat items. But what about brand new products? No history there.
That's the challenge, isn't it? For totally new products, buyers often have to rely on their, well, best guess. They might look at broader market trends or data from similar product categories.
So it's more of an educated estimate.
Pretty much. It's definitely easier to assess and optimize when you have that history, either from a repeat product or something very similar.
Okay, can we make this a bit more concrete? Rowan gives an example, right? The maxi dress.
Yes, let's use that. Imagine a maxi dress fuchsia. Prod code 101452. The planner looks closely at the size bought percentage versus the size sold percentage from the last run.
Okay.
So for instance, maybe size XS was bought at 5% of the total buy, but it actually sold through at 7% of the total sales.
Ah, so you sold more than you bought. Proportionally, you ran out too fast.
Exactly. That's a -2% variance. It tells the planner, okay, we were short on XS. So for the next order, the new size target for XS might be adjusted up, say, to 6%, which translates to needing maybe 60 units of XS.
Got it. And the flip side, what if you bought too many?
Right. Let's say size large was bought at 24%, but it only accounted for 20% of sales.
So you had leftovers.
Yep, a 4% positive variance. Clear overstock. So the planner would adjust the new size target for large down maybe to 22%, meaning fewer units next time, perhaps 220 units instead of, say, 240.
It's amazing how granular that gets. Seems like tiny percentages, but scaled up, that makes a huge difference to inventory and waste and ultimately profit.
Absolutely. Precision is key here, as Arant emphasizes. These confirmed size curves, broken down by style, are then sent over to the buyer's assistant or the admin assistant.
And their job is to raise the purchase orders, the POs.
That's right. Making sure all those confirmed details, the volumes, the colors, the exact quantities per size are correctly entered.
So finally, after all that development, supplier selection, confirming costs, prices, volume, sizes, this is it. Time to place the actual orders.
This is the moment of truth, as you say. And yes, most of this PO raising function is handled by the buyer's assistant or admin assistant. It just depends on how the merchandise team is structured.
And how does that usually happen? Is it all automated now?
Largely, yes. Orders are typically raised on a retail management system, specialized software for this, and then they're usually sent to suppliers via email, typically as a PDF attachment.
Okay. Any best practices Verwant mentions for sending these POs?
One key thing is to send all the orders for one particular style together to the same supplier. Don't split an order for the same dress across multiple emails or POs if you can avoid it.
Keeps things tidy, less room for error.
Exactly. Streamlines it for everyone.
In these POs, they must be packed with information, right?
Yeah.
What are the absolute must-haves for the supplier?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Verwant lists about 10 crucial pieces of info. You've got, obviously, the product code and the product name.
Makes sense.
Then the specific sizes ordered and the agreed cost price per unit.
Right.
The quantity needed for each size. Very important. The RSP, that's the retail selling price.
So the supplier knows the final price point.
Yep. Then critical dates.
Yep.
The shipment date, which is sometimes called the handover date.
When it leaves their factory.
Essentially, yes. And the delivery date, often called the NDC date, when it needs to arrive at your distribution center.
Okay. Crucial timings. What else?
Shipping terms like how is it being shipped, sea freight,
Mm-hmm.
air freight, and finally, the payment terms you've agreed on.
Wow, okay. That's a comprehensive list. It really is a detailed contract.
It absolutely is. And once those POs are sent, the next step is often creating a supplier brief.
A brief. What's that involve?
It's basically pulling all the necessary info together into one single comprehensive email for the supplier. Think of it as a complete pack by style. Makes it super easy for them to see everything in one place.
So what goes into this brief?
Typically, you'd include the detailed tech pack.
The product blueprint?
Exactly. materials, measurements, how to make it.
Mm.
Also, the detailed design requisition, which has all the aesthetic details from the designers, and of course, the complete set of POs for that style for the season.
So it's everything they need, all bundled up.
Right. But here's a really crucial part. Verlant stresses.
Oh.
You must get written confirmation that they've received the orders.
Okay, acknowledgement of receipt.
Yes. And just as importantly, written confirmation that they agree to the shipment and delivery dates you've specified on the PO.
Don't just assume they agree.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Get it in writing. Don't skip that step.
Got it. Anything else in this final checking phase?
Yes, one more really interesting point from Verlant, which they call an industry best practice. Receiving a pro forma invoice, or PI, back from your supplier before anything ships.
A pro forma invoice. Okay, what's its purpose? Is it different from the PO?
It shouldn't be different. That's the whole point. The PI should mirror all the exact same information that's on your purchase order. It serves as a critical checkpoint.
A checkpoint for what?
To ensure their understanding of the shipment date, the delivery date, and crucially, the cost prices exactly match what's on the PO you sent them.
Ah, so you're double-checking that they've recorded everything correctly on their end?
Precisely. Because, and this is a direct warning from Verlant, often suppliers take a chance and changes this information to suit them.
Really? They might try to slip in a later delivery date or a slightly higher price?
It can happen. Maybe it's an honest mistake, maybe not. But the key thing is you need to catch it. Because Verlant adds another critical warning.
What's that?
Once a PI is signed, you are locked in.
Wow. Okay, so that signature is binding.
Absolutely. So it is incredibly important that the details on that pro forma invoice match your POs exactly before you sign off. Otherwise, you might be agreeing to terms you didn't intend to.
That feels like a high-pressure moment?
It can be.
Yeah.
It requires real diligence from the buyer or assistant handling it.
What an incredible journey we've taken today. On Real Talk, we've really dug into the nitty-gritty, the vital steps of Phase 2 post-review. We've seen how the whole process shifts, doesn't it? From that initial creative spark to this really detailed, data-driven execution.
Yeah, covering everything from managing those supplier relationships strategically,
Including the ones you don't award the business to.
right, all the way through to meticulously confirming size curves based on data and then formalizing everything with POs and checking those PIs.
It's clear that mastering these, let's face it, sometimes administrative and organizational elements, just as Verlant details, is what ultimately leads to successful product delivery.
And ultimately, happy customers, right?
Yeah.
Which is the end goal. It really is about that precision, that strategic communication at every single step, making sure nothing falls through the cracks.
So as you, our listener, reflect on all this, here's a final thought to chew on. In a world that's so driven by innovation and big flashy ideas, how often do we maybe underestimate the sheer meticulous precision and that constant communication needed in these seemingly boring administrative phases?
That's a great question.
And what could actually happen to even the most brilliant product concept if just one of these critical loops, as Verlant calls them, isn't closed, if one detailed check gets missed, or if a crucial supplier relationship isn't nurtured properly?
Yeah.
The real talk seems to be the dream often dies in the details, doesn't it?